I'm Trey from Infinitee, and Infinitee is a solo instrumental project based out of Edmonton, Alberta, in Canada. I am so stoked about my new release that's coming out April 20th this year. The Possibilities Are Endless is a project that I've been working on for the last 4 years, and it's been absolute craziness just trying to write everything, get everything going on, making demos, getting a live lineup, the whole 9 yards. And it's got everything from EDM to funk, some jazz parts, but the backbone of it is metal, and that was the whole purpose behind this album, is to have something that most metalheads are familiar with, but also start dissolving those borders between what is metal and what is not. Now, the interesting thing about this release is that there's actually no lyrics, so the music pretty much has to speak for itself. So when you hear songs like Robots versus the Wooden Chairs, it's kind of like a fight between the artificial instruments that you hear that are produced by the computer, such as the dubstep wubs, some of the synths, and then versus the wooden chairs, which is actually a reference to the Metalocalypse show where Death Clock has to fight an evil troll with acoustic instruments, and William Murderface is presented with an acoustic guitar, and then he asks, what are those wooden things? Chairs? No, they're the instruments played by humans, which is the wooden chairs of that song. Now, the cover art is done by Mark Cooper at Mind Rape Artwork. The album cover, I wanted it to be something that was very metal, and one of the bands that I have always looked up to as far as very metal album covers is Rings of Saturn. So when I found out that I could buy some of Mark Cooper's designs on a budget price, it was an absolute no-brainer, and I found probably the most perfect piece of art to put as my album cover. So it's not too metal, but it's not too crazy. It doesn't really say a whole lot about the album. It just kind of leaves it very ambiguous, which is exactly what I wanted for this album. Infinitee is run independently as of now, so I have no ties with the label. Everything I do is funded by me and for the band. Now, I don't have a full live lineup as of yet, but as soon as I do, I'll be hitting the road and touring as soon as possible, and hopefully I can see all of you out there on the road as well. I already have a second album ready to record. I just need to gather the funds again, so hopefully the release of this first album will gain some traction and gain some notoriety, so that way I can start funding and recording that second album. And for what it's worth, I have a third one in the works currently. Could you imagine? Hi, I'm Trey, and this is Princess, and we're Infinitee. If you ever hear sounds like that on my album, that's where it's coming from.